I thought it was about time that I showed off Wegberg modification for Emergency 4 again, as there is an ongoing beta of version 7 at the moment, and it is very good indeed. It was dead for a long time and now it's back. I think about 4 years there was no updates for it, then they decided to bring it back on Christmas Eve. So that was a good time. We are starting off though, putting in our name as Rodney Wallop. Oh, let's get it right. Let's do it properly for you. Spelling W-O-L-L-O-P. I love Wallop, and Rodney Wallop just sounds like a true man's name. We will be working weekend, either working day or weekend. I don't really know whether that changes. We'll be working from, shall we say, 2200 hours, just to make things a bit more difficult or change the about. Cloudy weather, sunny, cloudy, rainy, stormy. Difficulty, beginner, medium, profi. And then we have the Modus für die Notaufnahme. We'll just put it on automatic dispositions. As far as I can work out, the Einsatzaufkommen out here, the difficulty setting, mostly relates to the number of other vehicles and sort of the overall immediate call out. It doesn't necessarily seem to affect the actual call types, although it might. There seems to get fewer vehicles called out immediately anyway. We will select our pager, being the Swiss phone or Swiss clone Boss 920. Of course, as we all know, with those, they will break within like 5 minutes of starting because they're rubbish. But we are here. It's a very real place in Germany. I've looked it up, so you didn't have to. I also seem to be a wee bit quiet, but I can probably fix that in post. I don't have to worry about that now. So here we are within the normal working days, between 6 and 7 in the afternoon, I believe, or 1700 hours, that's the correct term. There is a man standing over here, which I like to think is me. He's just there, but there's nobody here now. These are all the vehicles we have at our disposal on this station. It's a real small volunteer fire brigade in Germany. I believe it is made by the real fire brigade. It's certainly linked to on their website. We have a couple of vehicles here, 2 incident command vehicles, a couple of primary appliances. This one over here is just an LF, a Löschfahrzeug, that just puts out fires. It doesn't have any extraction equipment for traffic accidents. We have a Rüstwagen, which carries equipment. I believe the Americans will call it the rescue vehicle. And then we have a pump rescue and another, just another pump appliance, ladder, logistics, lorry, and a minibus. Because you gotta put out a fire with a minibus. And we have a little LT over here, which we put in front of the old Iveco Magiras. And here we go, we got now an incident coming in. We have, so now it's going to get very loud. There we go. As the bloody Americans are bombing again. We've got fire a living container or residential container. I'm going to take a stab that it's a bin at a house. So what's been called out? We have a couple of units out here. We have a 31 LF20 and 31 MTF is called out. They're not at this station, they're from different stations. We have all of this here, everything above this, the first 2 and a bit rows are our vehicles stationed at this station. And the ones that are then coloured in is called out to your current call. We will wait and see quickly if anybody will be arriving at the station. Otherwise, we may have to deal with it with those vehicles. Because sometimes, unprofessional, nobody will come to your station out of hours. And it seems to be one of those. Nobody's coming. We only had the pager go off. So we'll go ahead immediately and swap to the incident map. And while we do that, we have a lovely little oversight here of all the vehicles we have at our disposal. And a lovely little background. If you want to donate to the map makers, go and do that on their PayPal, because they put in a lot of work. It's very nice indeed. But we have an overview here of all our vehicles, incident ladder, all of those up here. Where it currently says nicht ausgerückt, it will list a departure time once you dispatch the vehicles. You can't see them now because nobody turned up. But it's a very cool feature, and it allows you to keep track of how efficient you are. And it's just nice seeing that number go down over time. Obviously, depending on the incident, some incidents may take longer to dispatch vehicles, especially if you need to put the ULT on the front, or just whatever. Anyway, on to the mission. And here we are. Oh no, it is actually a construction type place, like the canteen type place on a construction site that's on fire. And we have vehicle placement coming in over here. It sort of borrows the vehicle placement from Biberfelder, but does it slightly differently. And I've actually cocked that one up because we did the pump first. I thought we did the MTF, but you do sort of learn to look at that first. So we'll put in the MTF over here, the Mannschaftstransportwagen. Then we'll grab the Löschfahrzeug. Oh no, actually we need to pay attention here because we make entry in via this. And we need to park over here with that. And we will position you right over here. I don't know which one will be arriving first. It will be the pump appliance, and that's what we want to get there first. So they're now all prepared. They'll drive in, automatically park where they are. We meanwhile can make a quick impression of what's going on out here. First incident report. 2 sheds are currently on fire. Mobile housing units, canteens, type places at this construction site. Is it currently threatening anything? Not particularly, although we have a couple of barrels over here. That could get dicey, but I don't think metal fencing catches fire even in this. In terms of the actual fires, are more detailed than they would otherwise be an emergency for. You have a lot more definition to them, not necessarily here, but if it's some of the house fires, some of the barn fires and that has a lot more depth and detail. It's not just one single object that's on fire, and bushes and the like is just more defined, so they take longer to put out. We have several new features within Wegberg. We are known to have the water tanks on board, but you now also have to manage crews with their breathing apparatus on. As this vehicle arrives, we'll turn off the noise, turn off the front flashes. As we arrive on scene, we will arrive, do ourselves a status 5 on the FMS, giving us a request for talk on the radio with dispatch, so they'll call us up when they are available. It's a weird thing they do in Germany. I don't quite understand it, but here we go. We now have the Sprechwunsch, so we now get lots of options here. We'll do Erste Lagemeldung Feuer, because there is a fire, really. So, do we have anything that this can fall in under? Because this is... It's not necessarily a Wohnungsbrand, but it's not necessarily probably ein Containerfeuer. We'll go ahead and get everybody out of this vehicle. Do we have a... We do have a Gruppenführer, and that's very important. I will just click on you to get Wasserversorgung going. I will also quickly grab you, go down here on the manometer. I don't know what it's called in English, I just know it as a manometer. Get that on. It has an A listed, because they're now on the Atemluft, which is a little BA system, so they're now getting oxygen from that. And once that's on, this little manometer will go down. We're currently operating on 300 bars. And as they operate and try and put out fires, that will quite obviously go down. You are going over there, and that apparently is where the nearest hydrant is. Is that correct? Let me see if I would change anything about that, because he's just sort of going for that one. But I might have to agree with that one. The Germans, of course, use the underground hydrant, which is a bit weird, but whatever. We'll go ahead and bring these out, as there's currently 6 crews in this. We can also select this vehicle and get some... we haven't actually opened the little shutter rubbishes over here. He's prepping that thing out here, so let's get these out of the MTF. You will immediately run up there, grab a hose. We might want to get a second hose going, depending on how long it is. We still have about 1,600 litres. About 70% of the tank capacity. That will probably put us at about 2,000 litres if my head does correct math and just a wild stab in the dark. So it's now further spreading out here, so we need to start thinking about deploying further things, but I don't want to do that until we have water supply established. They are running about. We might want to get you out here. So I'm going to grab the Gruppenführer. I want to then do a Verteiler, a Schnellangriff with a Verteiler. Over here you need to right click, that's what I'm doing wrong there. Then we need you to run over here, and this guy will actually be running with a hose, which is nice. We have another fireman here who is ready, and here he is indeed. Another nice feature of Wegberg that we don't see in any other mod is this lovely little ability to connect hoses together, which you can really do. You get these individual baskets out of the vehicles. You do have a finite number of baskets, as you would expect really with this mod. And you can connect the hoses up. So that here again, second hose to here. We will go ahead quickly with you, grab another hose. You have actually set that up here. You will then go in with a Strahlrohr, a nozzle, which will be ready to attack the fire. Meanwhile, I will also quickly make sure here that you're also an AGT, which means you can actually go in with a breathing apparatus. In a moment, the Germans are a bit weird when it comes to that and only have BAs on the vehicles for some of the crew, not all of them. So you have now established water supply, and we will now start seeing this go up. The Drumtronic is going up. I fired up the compressor or the generator on the side here, allowing me to use this little light posting as we are going dark. We can flick this on. We now have lots of light on the scene. Front flashers are off, and we'll just turn that off here. Somebody just put on their breathing mask out here, just checked it, made sure it functioned. Get in second bloke out here. He will be going in with a sea hose. You're now ready to grab a Stahlrohr as well and prepare. You may also want to prepare here. Sorry, that's very loud for me. I can fix that in post, but I am literally going deaf by that. Then again, I like to keep my game audio very low most of the time. Anyway, we will need somebody. That will be you inside here. We now have 3 attacks going on this fire. Is this enterable? I don't think so. One is now out, so I think I feel safe calling this one as being under control. So we will go in, press status 5, requesting torque powers on the radio. Dispatch will get back to us in a quick jiff. Could you focus over here, please? Thank you. We will then do a weitere Lagemeldung, a follow-up report. Now it is under control with several nozzles, just so they know what's going on. Put you out in here. We need to try and contain the fire. Just ignore the telepathy we're using out here. We've all heard of heavy water, right? But who's heard of telepathic water? See, that's a new one. We haven't heard about that one before. It's under control now, and that's alright. So this fire will be out very shortly. All we need to think about is collapsing this scene down once it is out. And that is a very important part of firefighting in the real world, and this replicates it. This certainly is the truest and most authentic representation of what the fire brigade is really like. Apart from, you know, the 19,000 calls a day Wegberg gets in the mod. But you have to do a few concessions to get some excitement going. So let's turn off the BAs. We don't want to drain the bottles just yet. Select these crews, get them to dismount all of that. You are also of this vehicle. You can go ahead and dismantle that hose. You will go up here. Now you guys will change it back into your normal clothes. And we'll just keep the spotlight and all of that going until fire is perfectly out. In fact, we can go ahead. Another status 5. Just so we get to talk on the radio. We like talking on the radio. It's fun. We all want to be on the radio, don't we? Where did we deploy that one in? Oh, it was quite close, wasn't it? Yeah, it was right here. So disconnect that. You disconnect from the vehicle so we can turn off the pump, which is something we have to do. Out here again, eine weitere Lagemeldung. Feuer aus, nachlöscher Arbeiten. Fire is out. We're now doing post-fire work, just collapsing the scene, getting our kit sorted out, picking up all the equipment we've got, and all of that sort of medias that you have to do in the fire brigade. Because putting out the fire is only half the work. You tend to make a big mess. Just ignoring the fact you usually have to tear parts of whatever was on fire apart in order to make sure it wasn't on fire. Unless it's near the suspected ignition point, in which case you'll have to preserve that for forensics. Firefighting pro tip there. Genuinely is. Surprising for this channel that I'm actually doing some sort of useful information, but I can do that every now and then. Have you gotten your hose? No, you've disconnected that hose. Well then grab the final chap over here. Get him to pick up the final hose. You will run over here and be ready at the hydrant. You can turn off the pump. Something we have to manage. See, that is now turned off, right? Pump off. It doesn't sound like it's off. Might go off in a moment anyway. Maybe we can turn off the lamp post out here. Clicking park brings it into stowed position all by itself. Okay, no, it hasn't done it there. But I think it does it sometimes. You picked up the hose, so you need to disconnect it. If you do come from different mods, you have to remember what all the different buttons do, which is a bit weird. But that has been disconnected, so we can go ahead and turn off the generator, which you will need both for the lamppost thingy, as well as the rescue equipment. That's the word. as they are all of the old hydraulic version. It's not the new hydraulics that are the newfangled type of technology and that. Which is very good, mind. But we don't have that here. Apparently we have got 2 from the Mannschaftstransportwagen working over there. So we'll stow this equipment on the appliance. We will then go ahead and collapse our crew on board, get the Gruppenführers, our vehicle commanders, back on board. The hydrant bloke is running back here with a hydrant through his face, because he's German, and Germans are tough bastards. They won't be kept down by physics. They've nearly conquered Europe back in the day. They won't let physics stop them. So with that sorted, we'll go ahead and we'll quickly select the vehicle, turn off scene lighting, and then close down all of the shutters. Select all of those crews, get them on board. Select the MTV, call it up on the radio, status 5, we want to have a chat with our boys back at the station. We can turn off all the blue lights. There's no point having them on, there's no hazard or danger. Which is when you should have your emergency lights on, remember. If there is a danger, you should be warning people of it with your blue lights. And here we go on the radio, we will go with eine Einsatzabschlussmeldung. Brandeinsatzfeuer gelöst, fire is out. We are ready to return home, we are handing over to the police. But apparently the police don't want none of this, so they just haven't turned up. We will put ourselves for status 1, return to base, and change the maps. Which puts us back here at the station. We can have a bit of a look-see about what's actually here, apart from the appliances, of course. We've got all of the equipment over here, all of these, what are the words, cabinets, lockers, you know, where they keep all their kits. They've got the firefighting kits, they've got the helmets, they've got everything they need. You've got your emblems on the side, of course. Are you twinned with anyone? No, you don't seem to have a twinned plate. Here we've got an external fire hose. That's bloody important. Don't want your fire station to burn down. Which is very ironic, but that happens in the real world. We have got some Euro pallets with something on top that we can't see. Some generic business. Some foam liquid over here. That makes a lot of foam. We've got the Ultier. We can put that in front of the Iveco. Use that on oil slicks that are long. We've got some oil absorbent over here and a fire hose. We've got some spare wheels. We've got a canteen with a pizza box, which is probably very old by now. We've got toilet, but we've only got the pissoirs. We don't have an actual toilet. I feel like people are going to be disappointed when they walk in there and find that there is no actual toilet. Although, you know, real men, we just shit in those because we're men and we're tough. We'll need a toilet, we'll shit in the pissoir. Of course we will. There's a wheel rimmy kind of thready thing over here. Got some spare tyres, probably winter tyres. Just a room for the sink. Don't have a bloody bog, but we've got a room for the sink. We've got, obviously you've got to have a bar, that's quite right. Although, that's probably all the alcohol out of the bottom, you do need that. You do need that. Never drink when you're on call, of course. But if you're not, you can swing around, hang out with your mates at the firehouse, have a couple of drinks, as long as you're not going to be called out that night. In here we've got a barbecue, indoors. Indoors, right? Yep, indoors. Doesn't seem dangerous at all. We've got an office, a thing with things on the side that looks like those pneumatic baggy things, but I don't know if that's what they are. In here we again got a suspiciously absent toilet in this place. They really must be tough men, these German firemen. A little meeting room, I suppose. And then we've got some kit in here, presumably for the air bottles, for refilling and that. We've got a little shift commander room in here where we are currently taking a lovely little nap. And we have, of course we have here, we've got what I believe, I don't know if that's just power. Electricity going in so that they don't run out of electricity. They should also have air going in, compressed air. Although that one wouldn't, but you know, the lorries. Lorries have those air brake systems and they need to be kept up to pressure, otherwise the lorry won't move. And it's pretty critical that a lorry can move when there's a fire, you know. Fire brigade tend to be quite important to drive off at times. Anyway, we are waiting a call, so let's wait and see if one happens. You got beepers going off, and here we go, station alarm. We'll go ahead and prepare. Einsatzschlussgruppe Rad Anhoven, Feuer 1, Wegberg, Rad Anhoven, Radestraße 23, Gärtnerei, Blumen und Blümchen, unklar, Rauschentwicklung, Return of the Swiss Clone. What's been called out here, we've got the same pump, I believe, but we'll prepare here ourselves with a couple of different vehicles, depending on whether or not anybody's actually coming up here. During working hours, the bloke standing here will man the incident command vehicle. This bloke here, he can't, he's manning the station house all by himself. So he's now prepping up here just in case anybody's going to bother turning up. Although it doesn't look like it. And that's quite nice about this. It sort of varies a lot. You've got a lot of replayability because you have different resources available at different times and different types of people and all of that. So no, it doesn't indeed appear that anybody will turn up. We'll go ahead and swap over to the mission map. And here we are at the Gärtnerei. We are not really seeing a fire as such in the area. But we'll have a look around. Maybe it's somewhere else. No, it appears not to be. We have a few residential houses over there, a couple of older buildings. So let's have a look here at the Gärtnerei. Can we see any fire? No is the answer. Like, there does not appear to be a fire, but we'll wait and let the vehicles arrive and make a decision there. Apparently, Florian Wegberg, Wagen is status 3, which means it's en route. Yeah, it is en route. It's going to requested speech, so that's that vehicle here. In 25 seconds, that vehicle will be arriving out here, the big boy, so we'll position that right here at the front. Bring in the second one behind. So we're on scene and there does not appear to be a fire here. I just had a quick look around and there doesn't seem to be a fire anywhere, but we'll just wait until our vehicles arrive. The first one's about to enter the map, presumably from over here somewhere. Yep, we can hear it coming now, waking up everybody. But you know, with the fire brigade we have been called out. We will go back, we'll investigate, see what's going on. Anything may be on fire, maybe it isn't. We don't know until we have arrived. So we've been called out to deal with the fire. We will treat it as if there is a fire until we have seen otherwise. And we have arrived. We'll jump out quickly with a Gruppenführer. Obviously, you don't want anybody jumping out until you know what's going on. So we will go out here. Lager, Kunden, absolutely nothing is going on. So we will go ahead here. Hopefully you won't tell everybody to get out. Yes, you are, because I'm an idiot. So everybody's now getting out, even though I just wanted him to get back on board. Thank you, everybody is now out. So could you please get back on board? We will need to do a status report. People are getting on board, so we can now call up on the radio. Tell dispatch we would awfully mind speaking to them if they wouldn't mind. Seeing as there is no fire going on here, and I think we're going on here. So, erste Lagemeldung Feuer. And keine Feststellung, Fehlalarm, just nothing. Just woke us up. Okay, probably not woken up, but we're about to go to bed. We're about to go to bed with the missus. You know, lying in bed reading whatever we're reading. Getting called out here for absolutely nothing. That might be annoying if you're the fire brigade. But return back home. Again, Fehlalarm, nothing to see here. Indeed, there was nothing to see as the game crashed, so we are back in on a weekday at 16:30, still professional, still with automatic dispositions, so really it's the same thing, just a different day. I think there are a few changes to the way the call-outs work and all of that, so there's a bit of difference here, just to show off how it looks in a different point of view, but until we get a call, I can talk about why I think that this and Biberfelder are the best mods for emergency fall right now. Both of those lovely mods put constraints on us, the player, and that's really where it matters compared to emergency fall's base game, and even some of the other mods out there. Biberfelder put constraints mostly by having the ambulance section, the medical care, being restricted in with the hospital beds, even though there is a get out of free, but that's far away with the university hospital. Otherwise, if you play for a long period of time, you will run out of beds on your local hospital. Oh, here we go. We're now getting called out here, so we'll just get dressed and sorted out. There's also a bit of restraint on the fire service in that you don't have 19 billion fire appliances, so you can't just throw all of the resources. You also need to establish a water supply. Same thing here. And now we've got a burning carport. That's alright, that's pretty easy. I shouldn't say that because it could be quite serious depending on whether or not it's built into the house. So everybody will now be coming to the station and we'll all be ready to leave. We are going to assume there's a car in there. In this, regarding the constraints, it's on the fire service very much. You have a very limited number of resources available. The fires and everything like that is more detailed. So it's just more authentic. And that's really nice. Anyway, we'll jump into our little incident command vehicle. Come in there, chappie. Off on status 3. Whoopsies, put on the front flashers. Put on you. We'll dispatch what's actually going apart from us. So we do have other units going. We have 21 HLF-20 and 21 GVG. We just need to think about what we're dispatching. We're going with the big boy here. Then we might go with a ladder unit as well. And the minibus load of people arrived, so we're now prepping them off for mounting in. We're up onto 3, you'll be 4, you'll be 5. You will be 6 aboard this, then you will be manning the ladder unit. Depending on whether or not more crews will turn up, hopefully they will. So stage of 3, go on the brass band, you will prepare the ladder for us. Anybody else turning up for the fire? Otherwise you may be lone on the ladder. It does not appear that anybody else will be turning up, so we are leaving with 1 man on the ladder. We'll get somebody else to crew it then. That's the things with those small fire services, you don't always get the people you expect. You pulled over, you earned that. Anyway, we'll go off to the scene of the incident. And this time we have an overview of what actually left the station and when it did. So we left within 50 seconds. Good response time, that needs to be below a minute. The big boy left within 2 minutes 14 and the ladder left within 3 minutes. All good response times, that. Indeed, we have a fire in a carport, 2 cars parked within it. It's spreading to a hedge, possibly going back into the garden. Anyway, we need to place down our vehicles. Incident commander, you can park over here, just quickly dash it up there. Then it is 21 HLF-20, that'll be you. Position yourself out here, although that might not give you enough room, but that'll be what we do. Then it is our own appliance, park you here. Then it is our ladder unit, park you over here. And then presumably the Gerätewagen, equipment van, park you over here. They have now been positioned. You can see Incident Commander arriving now. Eintreffen 0 Sekunden. And we will close that down as we don't really need to look at that. There is a very real possibility that it might spread into the house. What is the end here made of? Let's have a look over here. It looks to be masonry, but we have windows here that could get heat exposed. I mean, we've got up here, we should have some wood along out here, so that could catch fire. And once it's in the roof, basically that house is quite... Unless we do a quite serious attack, it will be pretty much burnt down. But we are arriving out here, Incident Commander. Arriving on scene. Go status 5. Please let me talk on the radio, because this is a little bit on fire. We don't really need any more resources. We may want to call in the police. If we're allowed to talk on the radio, that is. It is a bit buggy, but oh, here we go. We are now on the radio. So, Asserlagemeldung Feuer, ein Carport, Danke, and then we'll just wait here. Hopefully it'll flash up again. Turn off the hazard flashes, don't like that on. Turn off the front blitz, don't need that. But what we need is another radio talk out here for the police, which would be nice to have that in the backup menu. When you alert more vehicles, just have one called police. Guess now I have to open up that thing that doesn't really work that well, but whatever. So fire spreading slightly, but nothing major. Oh, here comes the big boy we had called in. We'll deploy that one out. Oh, what? Shit. Okay, so they've just arrived with a single man on that. You might as well not respond, mate. Fucking Christ. So you are basically worthless. But thankfully, our big boy's arriving here. We'll change your vehicle placement then. You, straight up to here. Thank you, park here. You immediately high pressure attack. Jump out here, sort that out. Then we'll get the Gruppenführer out. As soon as that's done, you've hooked up here. Go in here. Could you walk a bit quicker? Anyway, on with the BAs. You go.
What's up?
So you don't get yourself smoke inhalated, which isn't nice. So are you really just a single bloke? Yeah, you're just the pump operator. Okay, that's not brilliant. You need to establish a water supply, and we do need to go in here with a fairly aggressive... Hang on. Could you, like, go in with a fire? I think the carport's actually burned itself out. So could you go on that thing, please? Thank you. Are you getting sorted out? And there you are. You're parking the ladder over here. You're parking that there. You're parking here. Alright, you're establishing a water supply down there. So what we also need you to deploy on this side is a distributor. Thank you. So you're now pushing out here. Go over there. That's not really important this side. What we need to do is get around the back and put out some of that, because that is not great. One of the proper restrictions of this is the movement and collisions and that, because it's an old game. So sometimes where you would park your vehicle, you might not always get the movement around it that you'd expect, which is a bit annoying, but hey, it's an old game, what can you do? Also, you're walking precariously close to all of the things that are on fire, and I think you should maybe think twice about that. Get you back here, we will get everybody out of the vehicle. Out, please, thank you. Grab a nozzle. Prepare yourself for another attack. Do we have anybody else in BA? So is that everybody out? That is everybody out. You need to grab a hose, connect it up to down here to our hydrant that we set up. You meanwhile need to run up here, position yourselves up so you're ready to go. Put on your BA. Thank you. You need to go up here. We need to cut it off at the other end. Stop it from spreading. You are not ready. You are ready here with a fire hose. That's important to sort you out. You are not equipped with a breathing apparatus, so we need to not do that with you. This guy technically is, so he should have been doing this whilst changing into it, but I think we now have it under control here with a two-pronged attack. We will swap out this bloke here to be in the woodworking lumber equipment thingies. They're just some green heavy-duty trousers that can deal with all of those sharpie thingies when you do a chainsaw, because we need to chop off this here chair once the fire is out, so you stop it from catching fire again, because you never really know if it's fully out. I don't think it actually matters in game, but it matters in real life, because you know you can't just leave a hedge without that. So you'll be prepared in here with a Kettensäge. We'll do internet command to get you back on the radio. Status 5, hopefully that'll happen fairly quickly. Turn off the front flashes on everybody who has arrived, so people are not flashed to death with those. Turn off those because I just don't like them. Don't know why they do it in Germany, they just do. You see here. And now we go on the radio. Guten Tag, weitere Lagemeldung bitte. Feuer unter Gewalt mit Ruhe. So fire under control with several attack lines going. We will park the Popo over here. Or as it's the Germans, it's die Pol parking over here. They are ready to do a report and all of the things that police do at fires. Like go, ooh, look at that, that's on fire. I should probably not do anything about that because I'm a policeman. Also, you need to turn that off. You can also turn that off because you're off the roadway, so no need to have that on. You're the police, you don't park everywhere with your blue lights going. So we'll bring up our chainsaw massacre bloke, position him over here. He will start chopping off some of these edges as and when we go. Okay, we've got another bush catching fire. You can go in here now and start chopping down this here. It helps us cut off the fire as well on each side of the hedge here. So chop off that, chop off on the other side. That should hopefully stop the fire from spreading. Should we lose water, but we're not. We're bang on 2,000 litres on this bad boy. So no dramas in that regard. They do vary from vehicle to vehicle. We haven't even bothered putting that on because there's just a single bloke in there. I mean, I'll commend him for going, because you know he took initiative when he was at the station and nobody else turned up. That does deserve credit. He didn't just wibbly-wobbly about. He actually did something about it. I mean, those things do happen for the real fire brigade. I know of an incident many years ago in my local area where there was a thunderstorm and there was like 5 or 6 fires, like a really intense thunderstorm. But usually, very rarely that happens, but there were like 5 or 6 fires at once. Well, technically it would have been 2 or 3, but 5 or 6 sounds better because that makes them sound good. So I'll stick with 5 and 6. And so the first 2 went out, and you know it was on fire, and they had like big things out here, so there was only about 2 people left when there was another fire. Of course that was in the opposite end of the area they cover. So 2 blokes went out and put out a massive fire until the rest of the fire service arrived. Must be rather underwhelming when you're awaiting the arrival of the fire brigade. They arrive and just 2 blokes jump out. You're just going to go, what? Shit's on fire, yo. You got to put it out. But why did you only bring 2 people? You usually bring many more. Anyway, we'll go back here, sort these mess out as this guy's chopping it off. His health bar is going down, and they will get injured if you don't put them on their oxygen when you are near the fire. Because smoke inhalation and, you know, all of those things is not nice for the firemen. Obviously, you've got to take care of those things because they cause cancer. True fact, never do any kind of firefighting at near smoke if you are not wearing a breathing apparatus. Very important. Also remember to bring a change of clothes or have another fireman come out with change of clothes after the fire has been fought, because you don't want to go back into the appliance wearing your contaminated clothes. Put that in a bin bag, bring it back to the station and wear like respiratory protection when you take it out and wash it. True fact, you just got to do it, otherwise the firemen get cancer, and cancer for firemen is not nice. Nobody wants a fireman to get cancer, do they? Unless they're an arson, in which case sometimes they're the same thing, as we saw in the news recently over here. Anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll fight the fires. We'll keep him on standby with a chainsaw. Technically it is under control. We do just need 2 quick attacks out here. If only we had 2 high pressure attacks. But what do we have on our big boy here? We have cones, we've got a spine board, we've got something up there, I can't technically see what it is, a toolbox, we've got an overpressure ventilator, fire extinguisher, probably spare air bottles, and then we have some more kit here that I can't really see what is. That here doesn't immediately look similar to anything. That looks like a water cannon you can place on the ground. A couple of loose hoses, hose baskets over here, a couple of loose hoses, connectors out here for the water, connector there. Don't know if these are out or in, but that will tend to be in back here. Then you got at the back, you pretty much just got all the pump equipment, a couple of loose hoses at the top it looks like, some safety vests. You've got the high pressure attack line, just the one, a foam out here, and then presumably you would have down here, would have the mixer for the foam and that down here. You have some loose hoses, presumably C's at the top, B's at the bottom, a distributor, probably a pull-out wall with hand sanitizer, tissues and water and stuff like that. Eye wash too. Important kind of stuff actually. Some various bits out here. Electrical generator for the lamp post. Don't know what that is. That looks like a cage for like a hamster or something like that. You've got just very pieces of bits. You've got your 11-meter ladder on the roof and a broomstick. So the fire is now out. So we can go ahead, turn off your BAs, get off the manometer. Don't know what that's called in English, by the way, so sorry if that's not what it's called, but that's what I know those as. You can go ahead and dismount the rear fire hose. No need for the water to be... we've actually had the police called in as well out here. You never really know when the police are called. Or maybe whenever you call out the police, they just send 2 automatically. That could also be a thing. So we'll disconnect this, get the incident commander back on the radio. Status fire, please. We had a relatively small fire, although technically this is the kind of fire the fire brigade deals with most. It's not massive fires like you would normally expect from emergency. But we'll go ahead here, chop this off out here. Weitere Lagemeldung, Feuer aus, Nachlösarbeiten. Fire is out, we're doing a post-fire work on the scene. This bloke here is chopping this down, making sure it won't catch fire again. Because the hatch here can basically smoulder for a long time. We've already been on the radio, mate. Don't need to go back on the radio. Now we just need to pick up all the rest of the kit over here. We can send back the vehicles we haven't used. They won't be needed. So status 1, return to your stations, please. We just need to clear these out as soon as possible. In you go. Furthermore, you don't want your firemen out of the vehicle unless they need to do work on scene. So you don't just want them standing about, basically. We also go ahead here, grab you. You've disconnected the hose. Disconnect you here. And you can put that back onto the vehicle. There's not really much to show here. So we're going to jump right back to the station. Oh, here we go. Another bloody course coming in. It is a burning car, fire unclear. Says Klosterweg im Wald, so that's in a forest. So car fire in a forest, unclear situation. So what's going for this? Close down that over here. We got those two. Nice to see the water tender will be leaving. That might be very important. Get you on board of your vehicle. We'll dispatch. Well, what will we dispatch? This one.
What's up?
And then there's not really any need for any more of what we have. We don't really need a ladder. Not for a car fire, even though it's in a forest. Won't help us find it any quicker. Smoke will. A ladder won't. So get you on board. Get you guys to prep up that vehicle. You're ready. Status 3. Off you go. Thank you. Everybody else will be arriving here shortly. Manning this appliance. We have other vehicles coming in to assist. Get you on board. Technically, there wouldn't really be any need for us to go. We have an incident commander going from a different station. Pump and support vehicles, so we are pretty much good to go already. But we'll dispatch over here, seeing as it is in the forest. Not really a place you'd want a fire to be. We are 4, that's 5. You will be 6 up on the big boy. Or we will be dispatching today from here. So you are now in. Off you go. On the loud noise. And we will move on to the incident. We left within a minute. The big boy left within 2 minutes 22 seconds. Decent response times from everyone. And here we are. There is indeed a car on fire in a forest. The first vehicle we are deploying is the big TLF 4000. The 4000 refers to the amount of water. So really it's not that big. But you know, bigger than 2,000 litres. I know the ones around here are about 8,000 litres. So twice as big as that one. And that can put out a lot of water. In fact, 8,000 milk things that are a litre big. Which admittedly isn't that helpful for anyone. But that's just the way it is. Park the vehicles over here ready to deploy in. Do we have water supply in the area? The answer might actually be no to that. I'm not seeing any hydrants in this vicinity. The nearest one might be that one there. Hang on, somebody's already arriving. Oh, and it's the big boy water tender. Lovely. So park here. It shouldn't be that serious. That bloke's just walking up going, bloody hell, car on fire. And this isn't really useful for us right now. You've just got a great big water cannon on the roof. So we are now just awaiting the arrival of whatever it is you're bringing in as well, or whoever comes first. It will be the out-of-towner that comes in here as the car has a bit of an explosion. Probably a tire. Yeah, you might want to take a step back, mate. Here it comes. You'll be arriving first, positioning up front here. Deploy out, quick attack going. 9 people on board. That's nice. Incident commander arriving too. So that's good. Everybody will be here, ready to deploy in. You're just... What are you doing? You're not allowed to be drunk on the fire service. Come on, get with the program. You're probably going to get cut off by that one then. If you want to be first in, oh you do, lovely. Oh, you have quite helpfully have that thing that I don't know how to use. Anyway, deploy out here, quick attack, jump out, walk back, sort this out. Pop on the manometer. So we are now supplying our bloke with oxygen. Grab the hose, move in for the attack. You, please open all of the shutters if you would. Thank you, you will. Oh, we can't get them out then. Alrighty. Are they not actually grabbable, those little hose wheels on the back? Because that would be useful here, given the fact that the water supply is all the way down there. But, okay, you opened all of that out here, so get everybody out. No, we can't indeed grab that. So what if we bring out these crews here? You're just an operator. No, you can't do that either. Get you back on board. You are here. Establish a water supply, please. Guys, could you not stand near the fire car? The fire car, no, the burning car. You can stand near the fire car. Anyway, we'll grab the incident commander. Status 5, get him on the radio, report back what he's found. That's running out of water pretty rapidly here. So we may change our course of action out here. Get you out. And you grab a hose as quickly as possible, please. We will... Okay, you're grabbing from that vehicle. That's all right. Switch on the pump back here. Einstelllagemeldung, Personenkraftwagen. Car on fire. Okay, where's the host boy? You're here. Right, connect up to the water tender. We may just have to do some sort of daisy chain of water Attach here, attach up to that pretty quickly. Hurry up, it's down to 600 litres. We're gonna run out of water. Didn't know that had that little water on it. You're also running up to the front. Okay, that was just a weird buggy thing. This is in beta, please keep that in mind. We now need to set up a foam attack on the vehicle, so go ahead and grab the zoomisher, the foam mixer. I'll grab you here, turn the front blitzers, turn on the rear lights, sort this out so it looks as nice as I like it to look. Here you are ready, deploy that over here, you grab the hose for that, lovely stuff. And then you will connect up to this mixer here, that's alright. We'll grab another BA guy, grab a foam nozzle, switch on the BA for him. You need to not stand near the fire, thank you. In here we go. It's a bit more forgiving than Bieberfelder regarding that, which is nice because Bieberfelder isn't necessarily the most forgiving when it comes to that. So in here, foam attack, high pressure attack, foam attack, that should be under control pretty quickly now. And everything is as I like it to see. Run back up here please. Could you grab a fire hose? Because you are losing water a bit quickly. You are full up though, that's alright. So we'll do a daisy chain from hydrant to water tender, and then from water tender to the big appliance. We're now filling up the whole area with foam, which will bring out all the children, because children like playing in foam, although probably not that type of foam, because that might cause cancer or something. And we wouldn't want children to get cancer, do we? That's not what makes happy children. We also just got to remember to fill them up with water, as they will not refill themselves, even though technically in the real world you'd just do it at the station, wouldn't you? You wouldn't bother doing it here. So you've been disconnected. Disconnect from the vehicle. We'll just make sure here that you are full. We'll turn off the... we can't turn off the pump yet, can we? So pick you up here. We'll just do a quick follow-up report on the radio if they want to talk to us, saying that we have fire out. We're just doing post-fire work on the scene. Pick up everything out here. You can turn off your pump now. That'll just reduce noise a bit, won't it? Ja, alright, here, so we will do eine weitere Lagemeldung. PKW-Brand, Feuergewalt. No, hang on, that's the wrong one. Well, that's, you know, fair enough. Car fire was under control, not really any point in saying that on the radio, is there? Anyway, have you been filled up? No, you haven't. Why have you not been filled up? Are you even filling up? Why are you not filling up? Can you please... okay, disconnect you. Can you then disconnect from the vehicle? You can drop it on that. It doesn't really matter, it's just fire hoses. So let's alert the police now that we brought that one up again. See here, maybe if we reconnect the hose, it might work. It's one of those, turn it off and on again, right? Oh, hang on, now it's filling up. So hang on, just reattach. Maybe that just did the trick there. Get you up here. Now, the slight problem of grabbing stuff out of this is that we need to get the vehicle driver out here and close down those shutter gates. we need to pick up the hydrant as well. And you are indeed nearly getting filled up here. It does take a while. And this must be quite a powerful one because it can take even longer depending on how much water the hydrant is giving out. So let's get you sorted in here, back on board. You can go ahead and return to station. No point really having you here in the slightest. Status 1, ready to receive new calls. You can also return back because you're not needed. Off you go. We'll just stay on scene as incident command, even though we don't wear the incident command clothing. Don't know why we don't do that. But he just wears the normal thing out here. He should technically be wearing an incident commander suit, which should be red, but it isn't because Germany's weird with that. Anyway, we've sorted out here with the vehicle, filled it up, so we are now ready to collapse the scene completely. Disconnected the hose, turn off the pump so we don't put wear on it. We don't drain the tank by having to drain out the hot water inside the pump. Because if you don't drain out the water inside the actual pump, you're going to overheat the vehicle or the pump mechanism, and that's no bueno. With that sorted, we've now got Heino arriving. They're called Heino. I like that a lot. Park them over here. Obviously, it's car fire out here. They will need to investigate, determine whether or not any malicious acts or incident, or whatever the words are correct, was behind the fire. So we'll just finish out here collapsing this down, return to the station as soon as we can. Oh, here we go again, another incident. What is it this time? A A Brenngrünstreifen, don't know what that is. Vereins, Raderstraße, Gärtnerei Blum und Blümchen. Brenngrünstreifen, no idea what a streifen is. Perhaps some greenery that's on fire. We'll go out there and find out what it is anyway. What's being dispatched? 21 HLF 20, our old buddies. So that's nice to see them out and about again. We will dispatch with whatever else we feel like getting, depending on who turns up, of course. In here, Incident Commander, please jump in quickly. Thank you. Status 3. Off you go. Thank you. You guys are nearly ready down here with the big boy vehicle. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We've just learnt why it's important to have enough crews going on the vehicle. We may see them leave down here, but we don't know how many people are on board that, so they could arrive with just one bloke again. That wouldn't be nice at all. In fact, that would be a big problem. So we will leave here with this big boy vehicle, put 6 crew on it, leave and just wait for everybody. It does look remarkably like a bin lorry. Just with those doors back there and everything, just bin lorry in my mind. Anyway, that's not really what matters. We might also go with a ladder just to get a couple more crew out there, although it's a bit of a problem because one of them will be the driver. You won't have the same control options as the others do, but that's not really important. We get at least one more crew though, which could be important. So get you in here, you are 2. You'll prep that vehicle. Hello, somebody's up there is ready. You'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll be 6. Right, you'll be 4, 5, and indeed 6. Get you on board, then you from over here, jump into this. You're all ready to leave. Off you go. Onto the blues. Then you are here. Yep, somebody's already driving, mate. Don't need to go and check that. So off you go, Station 3, please. Off you go. Thank you. Onto the scene site. And here we are at the Gartner Right, and it is a hedge that is on fire. Alright, that's not terribly big. Water supply in the area is what? I don't know. We'll go ahead and park Internet Command over here. Hopefully not obstructing any hydrants and that. So we now have HLF 20. Get you down here quite far down, so you'll cut it off on that end. Then we have LF 10, park you down here. Search and ladder will be brought in, parked over here in Upmarsh. Same with the equipment van. We need to think about water supply though. Hopefully Incident Commander will arrive soon, so we can close that down just to wait the Incident Commander's arrival. Have we been here before? Yeah, we have. We had the little carport fire down here. They've grown that hedge back very quickly, mind Christ. Another hedge fire out here. Don't really know how serious this is, but we'll wait arrival. Now, some people, especially if you're a German, might wonder why I just send them out whenever they're ready to go. Usually in Germany, they drive out and they'll wait for everyone to be ready at the station. I'm just not a fan of that. Just get everybody going as soon as they can. Incident Commander needs to arrive, get a situational awareness, call in additional resources if he needs to, figure out whether or not people are in danger, you know, that kind of majazz. He can't do that if he's waiting for everybody else to arrive. So he'll go out first, he'll get a situational awareness, it'll just enable a quicker incident actions when the fire is actually, or when the big crews arrive. So we'll now deploy you out here. Can you do off the roly thingy with a hose is out here? So Asterlagermelding Feuer, Brand, what did they call it? We'll just go with Garten, won't we? Or bush. Do we have a bush? We've got a bush. Thank you. We'll go in here. Incident Commander again. Status 5. We'll need traffic control out here as well. Get you. Sort out your manometer. Out here you can do the Haspel steuern. But you'll do that here. We'll call out and get some water supply going. I think the nearest one is over there. Quite far away. So we do Polizei, alarmieren bitte, get the rest of the crew out. You are that, you are that, you are here. So you can actually just drop that, thank you. Can you then get water supply going, please? Meanwhile, you can open up all of the rest here. You are arriving back here. Come on, hurry up, position yourself, thank you. You get out the quick attack as well. Fahrzeugführer will be out. Ladder arriving. Thank you, you're hooking up here, manometer on, in you go. So we should have it bracketed in here. Open up all of your shutters as well. Oh no, we've got water supply literally just across the bloody roadway. That is convenient for us. Good vehicle placement. We'll prepare an additional... Okay, no, we won't. That was a mistake by my part. You have a fair bit of water, so we will just await here. Police are arriving now. Just get you positioned over here. No, hang on. Position yourself over here, please. Thank you. Could you put on your warning vests? Thank you. Warning vests. We are blocking down this road. We now have water supply down here. Well, let's try and see if I can work out how that works. This seems like a fairly low stress situation to do this. You are now probably out of reach. So I just select that one, get it on a fireman, and then right click on whatever I want it attached to. Alright, got it. So they're now ready down here. Police, I can get them positioned up here. They've blocked off the road. Now redirecting traffic. You'll run down here, redirect on the other side. You're now ready here. Right, you're ready. Okay, why can't we connect it here? I don't know. Pick up you. Why can't we connect that to a vehicle? Up here. I think you just deploy that. Okay, this is a bit weird. So I select you, select you. Oh, maybe I can't connect this one directly up to the vehicle. You're back here, you're disconnecting that. Could you get this sorted out? I should have checked this out before. Never really worked out how this works though. Connect you up here. Thank you. You will connect up here. What are you doing? You've just walked away now. Useless German man. Just walking away from the fire. He's just had enough of the fire service. He doesn't want to deal with our shit anymore. So we'll get this crew out. They'll also need to establish a water supply. Was have a Sorgung bitte. You will sort that out. You just need to grab a hose. What are you doing? You're just walking away now. You're going over and grab a sausage. That's alright. I understand that. You're in Germany after all. Could you try and focus down here on that end, please? Thank you. You, the most critical vehicle is over here, so sort that out. Where did that fireman go? He is not him. Oh, alright. So it's actually just gone a bit wonky here. Yeah, see now that water tank is empty. So connect you up here. Connect that up to the vehicle. You just need to walk around here. Could you walk back here? Oh, okay, so we went and picked it up due to the way the hedges work. I don't know what's going on with that. Also, could you pick that up, please? Thank you. And just connect to that. You are not selectable right now. And apparently that is now connected up to the vehicle. Doesn't look like it, I might add. But who am I to question that logic? Apparently we're too far away is a problem here, so let's try and sort that out by grabbing another fire hose. You are just not selectable, you've just gone AWOL over there, that's alright. It is a beta work in progress, all of that, yeah, and you can't deploy back that thing, or maybe you are deploying it now. So attach you onto the vehicle, that should work, right? I just wanted to ask questions about this because it's a bit bugged now, so I've cocked that up, shouldn't have looked into that. Don't know what I've done wrong, but something wrong certainly has been done. Can you deploy back that hose link? Thank you. Where is your nearest hydrant? Oh, it's down there. Oh, bloody hell, that is actually quite far away. So you need to run back, grab a fire hose. We'll need to establish water supply for you. Well, you're going to run out too. So you pick up that, please. Thank you. You won't come back, I'm guessing. Get you running down here with that. You are... Hang on. You went all the way down to that vehicle to grab a fire hose, did you? Christ. So we're now out of water on both of those vehicles and they're walking near the fire. Because, you know, of course you are. Can you please pick up whatever the bloody hell that thing is? No, you can't. That guy's just completely boned now. Get the policeman out from the back garden. I might have gotten the policeman out of the back garden. Yeah, he's here. Get you... No, you need to go... What are you doing? Thank you. All right. Bloody hell. German police are a bit difficult to deal with. Christ. Now there's just a... What's going on? Why is there a fireman over there? Oh, Christ. They've all sort of gone a bit against me here. I don't know what he's doing. He might have also just decided to want a sausage. See, that is a problem with the German fire brigade. out here, when you have a sausage van parked right here, that's just all they're going to be thinking about. They'll be going to the wrong vehicle, so just go and stand in the back garden. He's just hiding now. The reason why I can't select him is because he's been buying bloody sausages. Can't bloody eat them, can he? Anyway, we'll go ahead, grab another fire hose. We need to connect them up here. The nice feature, of course, we can connect hoses together. This, technically speaking, is just a bit fucked, but we'll try and work with it. You've got a hose, please. Thank you. Connect you into this. Thank you. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Are you? Yeah, you've also gone AWOL. You're just a bit more blatant about it. You're probably the old hand at this, who's old enough to where nobody wants to question you and your sausage eating during a fire. I mean, they don't even need to cook it. You can just walk over here and put it on the fire, and then that will cook it for you. So with that problem going on over here, we may have to just think about a different solution to this. So you grab a splitter, please, or distributor, whatever we want to call that. Deploy that down here so we can attack it with more lines, given the fact that one has just currently died. Completely and utterly, horribly. Yeah, he's just completely AWOL. And are you? You also AWOL, you're not coming back then. So deploy a distributor down here. Did somebody get a fire hose? Yes, they did. To connect you up here, bring you around the other side of this vehicle. You can grab an attack line, please, down here. Set up a connection onto this distributor. You will grab an attack line too. Get you going onto that. Get you away as soon as possible. You are now ready with an attack line to get you onto this. You are also ready with an attack line. Get you onto the BA again. You attack this side, please. Thank you. And you go for the tree so we don't have that spread into the gardenery in here. We don't want that to catch fire. And we will now just wait. Oh, see, that's a problem here. Now, the water tower's caught fire. That is a bit of a problem. When I can make a water tower catch fire, something I've done is clearly wrong. So we'll try and get some firefighting going on that. What do we have here? You are from that vehicle. You can also swap into a BA if we like. You can also go on a BA. Christ, everybody can wear a BA here. Can you also maybe... That's just completely dead then. Alright. We won't look into that over here. What's going on here? We now have enough water going onto all of this. Could you focus on the outlying bits, please? Thank you. Just try and put out that thing that is on fire. What we will do now is bring up the ladder appliance over here so we can show that off. Get you focused away from that then. Could you please get out? Then you grab a fire hose. You need to put on a BA for me, please. We've got another police car arriving. Sort of not really helpful at all, but alright, park you over here. As soon as they put that on out here, you can go ahead and set up this thing out here. And this is lovely. They've actually bothered to take all of the sounds from a real ladder out here. Now we're putting out the support legs out here. Down it goes. Fold that out here. As soon as this guy's back in here, you are now ready, right? Yeah, so connect up you with a water supply. Connect that up with the appliances ready. Oh yeah, you need to have water supply established before you go in. So please go in. They don't take a seat up here though, which I think is a bit of a shame. So we'll just erect this thing out here. Just put water on it. What are you doing? Yeah, oh look at this. We're now extending it out here. That's nice. Putting water on that. Put on the BA. We are elevated above into the, you know, smoke fan. Don't want to be near that really. You're now being slightly challenged on your water supply because we have 3 and more attacks going. So go ahead and I'll disconnect you. Just have you in reserve, a low level reserve. Oh, hang on. You went back to the vehicle and then you refilled. That's nice. I didn't know that happened and I'm very pleased I just found that out. So if they're running low on oxygen, they can go back to the vehicle and grab a spare oxygen bottle. That is a very useful feature, that. So go ahead here, try and get some firefighting going. We'll now need to try and contain it here. Yeah, you're now refilling with water. Still just bone down here, that's alright. Did the policeman ever make his way around? I don't think he did. No, he's just over there. They don't really want to go near that for some reason, don't know why. Down here, maybe I'm just a bit... There we go, you're now walking around here, that's nice of you. Oh god, he was seriously injured there, so they don't really like that at all actually, do they? So that's convenient to know, that's why he didn't go in there then. So we'll go out here, we'll get an ambulance going. Status 5, please. Now, iron is catching fire. First it was the water tower, now it's other things. That's not brilliant, this. You, down here, please. This is a problem. This is an actual problem we have. Yes, thank you. Out here we will need eine schnelle Nachalarmierung. Out here, drop him down. We can't really do any treatment as such. What we have here is Gebüsch. Out here we will need an ambulance too. Alarmierung, danke. And then we need to grab in here. We need to get a bit more aggressive because this doesn't seem to be going out as such. Could you guys, sorry, but could you guys try and focus on the outlying bits here? Get you going in here, then we'll have to just press that out here. Yes, I know, I've just called it out. Thank you. You're still standing over here. You're doing gestures at the bench. That's great for you, right? You are putting out that bit there. As long as any of this in here doesn't catch fire, we're good. Like the water tower on fire is a bit problematic, I'll admit, but what can we do about that? Go in here with you. Attach up here. We may have to just challenge this water supply. It's already being challenged. Oh, it's slowly just refilling now. So we now have 3 attack lines on the ground. Plus, oh hello, now another tree's caught fire. Out here, focus on this bit over here, please, if you would. Turn the pump off on this appliance. Out here, there's no point really having that going. Yeah, this is a bit fucked. So we're now just awaiting arrival of an ambulance. And here you've got a single crew on board. You are working up here trying to put out that fire. It's not going out here, so this is slowly escalating out of control. So get you putting out that bit here. Okay, we're now seeming to be containing it a bit more than we were before. We put out the metal post over there. That's good. Only the water tower is still on fire. And the hedgerows and some trees. Yeah, see, we're now really containing it on the other side. Get you guys focused on that tree, because I feel like that might be the source of a lot of these problems. When is that ambulance going to arrive, please? Also, we've been going for a while now. Let's just check in here with our firemen, making sure they are not running out of oxygen. Nope, they're not all right. They're all over 200 bars. Okay, you're just below 200 bars, but that's all right. Entirely all right. Water on that bit, please. Just try and contain this fire. Could the water tower stop being on fire, please? It's really lowering my morale. You are literally just bang on here. So we are, yeah, it's slowly refilling over time. So we are literally on capacity of this appliance. Here comes the ambulance. Good news for the injured policeman who was brave and went right in where he shouldn't have gone. Not my fault at all. Turn off all of that. Just get the rear flashes going. Get them out. Hello, Rettungsassistent. You need to grab a stretcher. What? Why can't you get a stretcher when you're the ambulance crew? Just a request here from me. Could you try and heal him up? Okay, you can't. You don't have that equipment nearby for some strange and unfathomable reason. Let's get over here, get another line going. We've actually selected 2 fire crews there. Okay, that tree's on fire again. Put out that tree. As we focus now on containing it on the hedgerow. Now we have the letterbox, which is also made of metals, caught fire. So far this fire, I've made a water tower catch on fire, which is made out of metal. I've made a post made out of metal catch fire, and I've made a metal letterbox catch fire. I feel like I'm challenging the sort of reams of what's necessary here. Could you put on a helmet, or do you not have that either? Why don't you have a stretcher? Okay, you don't have one inside the ambulance out here. Does that mean... No, you can't go near and do that. So, did I select the wrong one here to do that? Maybe I did. Can you... You can't pick them up. Can anybody pick him up, please, and put him in the back of the ambulance? So, we're now down here to just a single hedgerow. Out here, trying... That tree keeps catching on fire. That's not great. I need you, then, to change it into your wood cutting equipment, please. Oh, and now that's on fire over there. Okay, we may have... Do we have more vehicles inbound? No, we don't. We need to step this up, then, because it just keeps doing its own little thing. Could you focus on that one over there, please? Thank you. Please, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You, in here, try and contain this. You guys need to get onto this. They're both on fire. They're now both working on this bloke. but indeed nothing is nearby in terms of that. So schnelle nach Alarmierung. In here we will need to step this up a bit. Please hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Thank you. Löschgrube. Okay, so we'll go in here with Löschgrube 21. Go in here with... We cancel you onto these. Out here, mit Sonderrechen. Good. Alarmierung bitte, because it's now rapidly escalating out of control for reasons that I don't really understand yet. It's getting worse in here, actually. So thankfully we've sort of contained it outside. Can you please grab that thing? I know, go away. Why can't any of you guys get a stretcher from an ambulance? Seems like something you would get from an ambulance, doesn't it? Anyway, just go ahead and return whatever I did there. I need you to get into your protective equipment. You have lost control over this. I'm slightly hampered by these two people going AWOL because they saw sausages. I mean, I can't really blame them too much, can I? Get water going over here. Hopefully one of the additional ambulances can pick up that person. Down here, you are ready. You are an AGT, so that means you can go in with a breathing apparatus. Get you over to the vehicle. Get you swapped out into your regular clothing. Get you into a BA, please. Thank you. Okay, you're taking it from the ladder. That's all right then. Jesus Christ, this is not good, is it? Come on, over here, water on that bit. You are running low on oxygen. You're on 200. You're also running low, so we need to think about that. You are also getting lower. So we need... This guy won't be taking a new position. He'll just be taking over in a moment. Get you away, because you're near the fire. We may want to be preparing, bring you out of the way, please. One of you for example, the one standing up, can get in this and move it out of the way. This isn't great. I would like to hear more sirens in the area, please. Still AWOL, that's not great, because this is all escalating out of control. Now this is on fire again over here. Focus on that, please. You inside here, please. You... Please focus on all of the bit over here. Oh yeah, alright, yeah, you've now actually run out of oxygen, so please detach from here. Run over, we'll turn that off out here. Actually turn that back on, because you are apparently walking right near the fire. Turn off that, please, thank you. Anybody else running low? Oh, you'll be running low in a moment. Get you back over to the vehicle, please. Turn that off, you are ready. Bring you over here so you're grabbing kit from your own car. Now we've got the emergency doctor arriving. Important park over here. Out of the way, please. Thank you. So get you, please, inside the vehicle. Move it off to the side so you're not in the way. You're now howling as well, so disconnect from that. You have not refilled. You are fully ready to go. So get you going down here. Onto the BAs. You are here. Get you in down here. I don't know. Maybe we're just out of BA bottles from the vehicle. I don't know. You are here. Turn you off. So we definitely need to get some replacements going here. You inside, please. We need to get this contained before it goes right into the actual facility. So please move. Could you please move inside? Thank you. So what about now that we've done this with this crew member? He still can't get a stretcher. Alright. So what we want to do here is slowly return whatever kit you were carrying. Return whatever kit you were carrying. Once you've done that, we can go ahead and try and set up a distributor in here. The one we have is quite far away. So we need to keep that in mind. You are running low on oxygen too. You have now restocked on oxygen, so that's great. Get you sorted out here. You need to get a attack line going. So please hurry up with that. So I think you may need to just drop the kit you have just to simulate actually not resting, or rather resting, not resting, but you know, resting. And here we go, connect up here with you. Get you going with a BA. I know technically you're not wearing any kind of protective kit, but that's just the way it'll have to be. We are under pressure here. You have to take a few risks. And here you go. Come on. You grab a thing. Pull you out immediately. Thank you. You are now ready to attach in here. So do that, please. Thank you. You are now ready too. So attach you in here. Let's just make sure here that we are not pushing this vehicle too much. Oh my word, everything's on fire now. Go in here. We need to get in aggressively. Cut off this from catching fire in here. We can sacrifice all of this over here. We can't sacrifice these buildings. They're very important to these people. So try and focus on this. Now the ladder operator is out of oxygen. So we will have to bring him down on the ground. You focus down there. Try and just contain that part of the fire, please. You're the doctor. Could you look at this person, please? You don't have a stretcher still, do you? No, you don't. Alright then. In here, has anybody else been called out? No, they haven't. Bloody hellfire. Okay, status 5 again. Please, just alert anybody. In here you go. You need to cut this fire off. Bloody hell. It would be nice if we had some actual firefighting going on here. So, weitere Lagemeldung. Oh god, no, we can't do that because we're going here. Schnelle nach Alarmierung. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't have time for this bullshit. Go in here with you. We'll do up with a second ambulance. One of you. Go in here with you. And we'll do in with Luschgruppe 31 as well. With emergency lights. Alarmierung bitte. Thank you. Don't focus on that bits over there. We need to focus on containing the fire. Thank you. Contain the fire, I said. What about you? Turn you off. And then bring you over here, please. Did we get more vehicles called in now? Yeah, we got more vehicles coming. Alright, that's good news then. You haven't changed... Oh my god, it's now jumped to the other side of the bloody road too. Okay. That's not what I hoped would happen. So you, please focus over here on this. Because, you know, that's a bit on fire. Stretcher is not nearby. Stretcher not nearby. Hopefully, whatever that second ambulance is won't have forgotten their stretcher. You are here, you are here, you are here. Could you please grab some new oxygen bottles, please, from whatever vehicle has that? Maybe we need to go to the Gerätewagen. Get him out and see. He's not that, but he doesn't technically have anything on him. Is somebody else now? You are howling. That's not great. So you'll need to disconnect. Also get a fresh bottle of oxygen. Maybe you'll have that on this vehicle. Fingers crossed. So it looks like we may have slightly contained the fire over here by a bit of aggressive actions. Can you run in here, try and spray through the fencing, please? Thank you. So the most important thing is this doesn't catch fire. This is where their main income is. There's also people inside. That wouldn't be great. And we need to get you guys... Oh, you're coming in from the wrong side out here, so let's just disconnect that. We don't really need you over here. Get you down here to this vehicle for all we know. Have you... You haven't actually restocked on oxygen yet. Why haven't you done that? I need you to get back on the new bottle, please. Come on. Do we need to switch that on? No. We're not carrying any kit. So I don't know why he's not restocking on bottles. Maybe if he gets over here, just leaves him at a point. Maybe that'll just do it. This guy's very close to being sent in as a fireman, by the way. You are... Oh yeah, that was you over here, wasn't it? To get you set up over here. What about you? You are low. Could you please pick up whatever the bloody hell you were carrying? Okay, you can't, so just return that kit. We can always pick it up later. So get you to return your kit. Hopefully you'll get a fresh air bottle. Actually, what about you? You haven't gotten that yet. To get you around here to this vehicle, because I don't think we've actually... Yeah, so you've now got a fresh one here, so there might only be a set number on these vehicles. So that's another thing to keep in mind. We don't want to run out. I also need to quickly pause and do this. And we're back in here. Ladder bloke hasn't picked up a new air bottle yet. But he might do that in a moment. Out here, you can then grab whatever the bloody hell kit you dropped over here. That was the actual nozzle. You're not that keen on grabbing a fresh air bottle, are you? Maybe you have to get it from the vehicle you belong to. And there's no left on that. So return you to that. How are we looking over here? It's now seem to be spreading into the construction site nearby. You are what? Yeah, could you just go over here, stand by that, and swap it out? I would like a button down here that just made it do it, if they could. Supporting vehicles, what's coming in here? An ambulance is coming in here. That could be potentially useful. Just park you to the side over here, please. Thank you. And that'll do. Could you grab a stretcher? Yes, you can. So you actually carry a stretcher. It sort of makes sense in the game's defense here to not have that. Okay, you're just doing that over here. It does make sense that the arriving ambulance wouldn't do a stretcher. They'd be there to treat. There'd be the ambulance leader, sort of, you know, the one who'd be giving out orders. Could you guys try and focus in here? Also, try and focus on that container on fire. You still haven't stocked up on air. So I'm just trying to move you about the vehicle here. Stand you maybe at the back. See if that'll do the trick. What can we do? We can try and like grab a nozzle. Maybe that'll do the trick to get you into the ambulance. Thank you. Get you in there. You are the police. You're parked over here. You'll still AWOL a bit. You are now ready again out here. We will get you going onto this line. Can you guys move in here, please, and try and attack that over here? Now, I told you to move where I told you to. Although I will say the nice thing about this mod is that the fire service aren't nearly as afraid of the fire as they would normally be in emergency 4. Are you now ready? You can then return this kit. Maybe returning it will fix your air bottle problem. Will it? Go on then. Yeah, it did. So that sort of resets the character. So keep that in mind. So get you back onto your BAs. Out here, raise you up. Get some water going on that, please. Thank you. You guys can try and focus on all of that out here. So we've contained the fire quite nicely here. So get the focus back on the water tower, which is a weird sentence to say. 2 crews are aboard this ambulance, so get you sorted out here. To the hospital you go. You are arriving here with 4 crew. I don't think I'll set you up necessarily as a pump operating. I'll just bring the ambulance crews to the side over here. You are 22, 8 left 10, that's you. Park you here. I said park you here, please, thank you. So we'll just leave you here and we'll keep you guys ready, just get you on standby. I'll swap your crew out over here if and when necessary. They are definitely AWOL, they're not coming back. You are not with any front flashes. You are, I haven't turned them off until now. Haven't turned those off here, so we're now just awaiting whatever the bloody hell will be going on here. But lots of water is now going onto this water tower. That should hopefully contain this fire. I feel like with all the water we got going on here now, that I can get on the incident commander and report back that fire is under control for once. And yeah, we got lots. Okay, hang on, that tree's caught fire again. And how is everybody doing with oxygen? You're nearly at 100 bars. You're below. You're in your yellow. And you're at 100. So let's get these crews out, please. Thank you. Out. Who else is in there? You are here. So just prepare you with a Strahlrohr. Prepare you with a Strahlrohr as well. Out here. Weitere Lagermeldung. Feuer unter Gewalt. Niedruhe. Just put water on it. If this doesn't do it, we might want to try and do a foam attack on it. But that's the only thing I could possibly see happening. Is that an old... I think that might be an old gas bottle lying there, which could explain why the thing kicked off as it did. Or maybe it's just locks. Here comes another appliance with just 3 crew on board. That's not a lot. We could just park you here. Just leave you where you are, basically. No, should be arriving, but I definitely have everything under control now. It was a bit dicey at once, but it certainly isn't anymore. How are you looking here? You are alright, still on oxygen. So get you guys going in here, lovely, good attack. We can't do those placeable nozzles. You're now out of oxygen. So you are now in. Get your oxygen going. Get you in. Pull you out. You are 11 LF10. That will be this one over here. That's our own. You are now out, so turn off you, get you near the vehicle and return the kit you are carrying, and you can then be ready in a jiff for another one that might need swapping out here. Yeah, you'll be needing swapping soon. We've got a couple actually that will need swapping out soon, so just awaiting that out here. But we have the other bloke down here too. You are still up there in the ladder. You are down to 200. You are quite high up because I haven't put on your BA. You can go ahead and put on the woodworking equipment again, given that we did that before but didn't actually do anything with it. I think the fire might be out now, thank Christ for that. So status 5, fire is out. We'll now just need to collapse the scene. I'll chop off the hedges and the trees and the stubble and all of that. I'll go ahead here. Can you guys turn off your BAs, please? Waiting Oxygens, weitere Lagermeldung, Feuer aus, Nachlöscharbeiten. You are 22 HLF 10, that will be you. Just return everything. I just noticed there's a hydrant over here as well. You are from you. So go over there, you go over here, you. Turn off your BA in the ladder. Get back onto the ground. You technically belong also to this vehicle, so get you sorted out, please. Turn that off here. Who's that arriving? Oh, well, we've got more crews arriving. Lovely. Just get you away over here to the side. You're now ready with this, so get you up with a chainsaw. Everybody else can swab on to normal clothing, please. Normal clothing. Normal clothing for you too. And normal clothing for you too. You're ready, so go in here, chop down this piece here. We need to make sure that won't catch fire again. Regular clothing, please. Regular clothing, please. And what else do we have? We need to start disconnecting some of these hoses as soon as the crews are ready for that. You can go status 1. Don't need you near the scene. 31 out of 20. And we are just awaiting here. We can probably send you back as well. So clear this out. Off you go. You guys also in the ambulance can return to your... hang on. One of you came from the doctor car over here. So sort that out. You can clear. You may have other things to deal with. Collapse this down here. Pick you up. You need to disconnect that vehicle. You are from the ladder. You need to pick up this distributor. Here you need to just prepare. Here you actually need to disable that vehicle, please, for me. Thank you. You disconnect. You disconnect too. And you can collapse back the ladder. Meanwhile, you're picking up that. Disconnect. That is just a lovely touch. They've added in all those beepy noises that they do, mate. So collapse you down. Put back the hose basket. Hose basket. Hose basket. And we still have a distributor down there that we need to pick up, but not for now. You can turn off the pump though, thank you. Reduce the noise made significantly on scene. Get you ready. You should also be ready down here. Pick up you. Return that hose onto the vehicle. You can go status 1 on patrol, please. Thank you. You are ready to leave, right? Thank you. Status 1 to the station, please, for us. Thank you, and then you can mount back up into your ambulance and return to station as well. You disconnect from the hydrant. We have a couple of distributors being picked up. Here we'll return those to the vehicles as and when necessary. We should have somebody down here. What vehicle is this? This is 21 HLF 20. Do we see them about anywhere? We just need to make sure out here that we've not got crews out and about. No, it doesn't look like it. You are from the right vehicle. Pick up the hydrant, please.
What's up?
No, so there are only 2 left down here. Did we... What's going on? Do we have a missing man or something? That's not even you. I feel like we're missing somebody.
What's up?
Oh, there's somebody just standing here who we've now got control over, but that wasn't the bloke I thought it might have been. What about down here? You are 22, 22. Swap you out of your BAs, please. You are from the ladder. You'll go ahead and collapse down all of that business. Over here, LF, over here. You are pretty much ready now to jump back into the vehicle. I mean, could you not walk around and do that near that thing? Because you've been standing there doing nothing for a very long time. Oh, we need to actually get the vehicle driver out here. So close down all of the shutters and that. You are ready over here. Ready, you close down all of the sides. Get you all mounted up when you're ready. You get on board, leave. We just need to clear out everybody here. Let's just make sure that you're all from 22 HLF 10. You are. Mount you all on board. You were 4. You will be 4 again. Thank you for coming and assisting us. It was very kind of you. Status 1, what are you driving, by the way? You are driving an old Mercedes made by Ziegler. Lovely. You are from the ladder, so you mount up here, ladder. Can go back to the station. Status 1 for you. To the station you go. That's our ladder, by the way. You are unable here to do much. Ah, we've got a Standrohr. that we need to mess with. Hang on, why can't you do that? Oh, you need to chop all of that off, so that'll take a while then. You need to return that stun roar. Do you have anybody inside? You've got 2 technically, so let's get them out. Because we need to clear out whatever the bloody hell is going on down here, so pick up that. You can't even pick up the hospital Stoyan, although there's technically 2 of those. But that didn't go so well, did it? Should probably look into how that works, if I can be bothered. You just return that, please, to the vehicle, if you would. And with that, I think we'll wrap up this look at Wegberg mod. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Goodbye for now.